Friday, everyone, and welcome to the Splash Live. I am Ronnie Dahl. I want to say thank you so much for taking a little time and sharing your morning with us. And we are starting off talking about Juneteenth. It was June 19th, 1865. Enslaved African Americans in Texas were told they were free. A century and a half later, people across the U.S. are celebrating the day and helping to organize the celebration right here in our area is Derryl Reed with West Bloomfield's Social Justice Committee. Good morning, Derryl. Thank you so much for getting up with us. We appreciate it.
Well, good morning, Ronnie. It's a pleasure to share this morning with you.
Can I say I cannot believe this just became a federal holiday?
Yeah, that is surprising. But when you think about how long it took for Martin Luther King Day to be a holiday throughout the country, it's not too surprising.
That's okay. You can talk to them. Tell them you're on the air. Go ahead, take your call.
No. It just points out that there's still a lot of work that has to be done.
But it just, but I think the good thing to come out of the federal holiday for so many of us, we didn't know about Juneteenth. And so I think this is such a great conversation starter.
Yes, as you mentioned, Juneteenth commemorates the emancipation of African Americans that were enslaved in the United States after the Civil War. It's also grown to be a celebration of the contributions of African Americans to our country in every field of human endeavor, the arts, the sciences, education, politics, etc. So it's really an event that has grown. It's celebrated for over 100 years in the United States, and we're glad to share additional information about this event. It's going to be taking place in West Bloomfield.
Well, I love that we are making this, an event here in our local community. How did you get involved in putting this on?
Well, this event is being overseen by the Social Justice Committee, which is chaired by Amy Mandel. And the concept was right. I've become very active in political issues since the 2020 election. And this is sort of an outgrow of that. I'm on the executive committee for the Oakland County Democratic Party. I chair the Strategic Planning Committee, as well as the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. So this sort of all fit together. And there's such a phenomenal team of committee members that are committed to increasing, cultural diversity throughout not only West Bloomfield, but Oakland County.
So with that, can you give us a little more details on the event? We're actually going to be celebrating it here a day early.
Sure, and there's a lot of things that are going to be going on. First, I would like to acknowledge that for the second year, the Charter Township of West Bloomfield has issued a proclamation in recognition of Juneteenth National Freedom Day. We appreciate this proclamation from West Bloomfield that was offered by Trustee Mana and supported by the Trustee Weingarten. Just want to read a small portion of that proclamation. Whereas since then, and as the oldest known celebration commemorating the end of slavery in the United States, the tradition of celebrating Juneteenth has remained strong well into the 21st century to recognize the triumph of human spirit over the cruelty of slavery and to honor the strength, endurance, and faith of African American ancestors. I thank West Bloomfield that. The event is going to be held this Saturday at West Bloomfield High School, rain or shine. It's going to be outside. If it's raining, we're going to move it inside from 10 to 2 p.m. And there are so many activities that are going to be taking place. For example, the invocations are going to be delivered by my pastor, Dr. John Talbert of the Trinity Missionary Church from Pontiac. We're going to have a trumpeter, Quincy Stewart, is going to be doing Lift Every Voice and Sing. There's going to be storytelling. In fact, this is a family event, a free family event. So there's activities for kids, for adults. Robin Carter Cooper, who's the Chief Diversity Officer for Oakland County, is going to be speaking. Shannon Johnson, who's the president of Henry Ford Health in West Bloomfield. We're going to have members of the Tuskegee Airmen. There's going to be a display of Corvettes one of my favorite cars, Corvettes. You can see it on display. There's going to be an African drum and dance troupe performing. There's going to be a gospel choir performing. We're going to have students from West Bloomfield High School performing, and just an on and on assortment of activities for the family.
I think this is so great, and it's because we need to have this conversation from a young age with our kids. And I love that you're having someone from the Tuskegee Airmen. I've had the pleasure of meeting the retired Colonel Anderson. He's quite the character. I don't know if he's going to be able to make it there because he is quite elderly, but what a great way to really share the history of what African Americans have been through, and to lift us all up as a community and the next generation, so they know the importance of getting involved and, you know, in becoming a part of our community.
Well, this event is open to members of any cultural group who live in Michigan. And my feeling is that we need to celebrate the contributions of all cultures to the United States. And that has not always happened. So hopefully that will be expanded as we go forward. Another thing about this event is that it is free. There's no cost to attend. Parking is free, the event is free, and food is free while it lasts. So it's really going to be a great opportunity for people to come out and have a great time.
That's a great word right now, especially with inflation, right?
Yes, it is. And that's really due to many of our sponsors and corporations that have been working with us. There's a very long list of them that is on our website, which is juneteenthwb.org. But wow, I've got such a list here of contributing sponsors.
But Derryl, you can give them a shout out because we appreciate it.
Okay. Well, we have DHB Consulting from the Heart, Mendel Law, Charles Thomas, Tappers, Safe and Just Michigan, the West Bloomfield Dems Club, West Bloomfield Police Department. And let me add, we have a very good relationship with the West Bloomfield Police Department and the Fire Department. So this is going to be an extremely safe event. Officers will be on site. It's a shame we have to mention that, but given the current times and things that have been happening in the country, we want to make sure that everyone feels safe. And we thank the West Bloomfield Police Department and the Fire Department for being on site and present. And then Henry Ford Hospital is only minutes away. Hopefully that will not be necessary, but we made precautions to make sure that everyone's going to be safe.
It breaks my heart that you, like you said, that you even have to mention it, but we wake up today to the news of the shooting in a church in Alabama. So, it's good that you guys did take that into consideration.
Yeah, something really has to be done about this. I know that's a topic for another program, but having been a former educator in Chicago public schools, it's something I have a great concern about the safety of our kids. And I don't want to get on my soapbox, but I think you understand my sentiment on that issue.
Derryl, we need to get together off camera and you can soapbox away with me.
I would gladly do that. We're also going to have a number of vendors that are going to be on site. And among those vendors, we'll probably have about 20 to 30 African-American vendors with a wide variety of products for kids, books, educational products, toys and games, artwork, pictures, artifacts, and crafts. So that's going to be taken care of also.
I love this because I think it's number one, families need to get back to being a family. And, you know, when you have something that is free with inflation right now, but it's the stories, it's letting people see that, you know, your dreams are possible, live and dream big, and, you know, get involved in our community, get involved in the voting process.
Yes, and I want to remind everyone that the primary voting is going to be August 2nd. And I encourage everyone to come out and vote regardless of your party of affiliation. But I do recommend that you watch the hearings for January 6th that are going on right now. And hopefully those will influence your voting decisions. I also want to give a shout out to some of our in-kind donators, Costco, Bush's, Trader Joe's, Jet's Pizza, Elaine's Gross Photography, West Bloomfield Storytelling, West Bloomfield Public Library. And as I said, there's a complete list on our website which is Juneteenth West Bloomfield, WB.org.
This is so great that you guys are doing it. Thank you, because I'm sure it took a lot of work behind the scenes to get this done, right?
Yes, it did. It's interesting because the first year we did it in about 5 weeks, which really wasn't a sufficient amount of time. So we've been working on this for a year. As soon as the one ended in our first year, we started working on this one. And we're very pleased at the results we've achieved. And we know that each year is going to grow to be bigger and more successful and more entertainment. And people just come out and have some family fun. I mean, everybody's under stress, and this is a good time to just relax, come out with your family. As I said, there's activities for kids, games for kids, and things for adults as well. So I hope that everyone will join us tomorrow, Saturday, June 18th, at West Bloomfield High School on Orchard Lake. You can't miss it if you're familiar with the area. And it's going to be a great time from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
And, you know, for people that maybe have not heard the story or up close and personal, because it has impacted so many people from our greater West Bloomfield area, the story of the Tuskegee Airmen, it is worth it just to go and hear from them. Please do so, get involved. Thank you again to you and your entire team for putting this on. And Mother Nature, it looks like, is going to bless you with beautiful weather.
Oh, I was a little concerned last week because they were saying it was going to be 85 degrees, which gets a little warm and hot and humid, but I think the high tomorrow is like 71. So it's going to be extremely comfortable, casual clothing, walk around, meet some of the vendors, get something to munch on while refreshments last, and just come out and have a great time.
Exactly.
And it's a great celebration for Juneteenth, which really celebrates some of the contributions of African Americans to the United States. And just to mention one, for example, Dr. Daniel Hills Williams, who performed the first successful open heart surgery in Chicago at Providence Hospital, which is the hospital where I was born.
Oh my God.
So that one always sort of sticks out with me.
Oh, that is what a blessing, right? What a blessing. So thank you so much. And thank you for your contribution as well. You continue to give in the spirit. So thank you for being you and reminding all of us to get involved.
Thank you very much, Ronnie. I especially appreciate you taking the time to let us share this information, and to all the committee members who have worked so hard to put this event together, all of our corporate partners, all of our in-kind services, all of our advertisers, and we really appreciate the work that they have done to help make this event very successful.
Again, it's tomorrow, starting at 10 over at the high school. Thanks again, Derryl. We appreciate your time. Happy Friday to you, and hopefully we will see you tomorrow.
I hope to see you tomorrow, Ronnie. Thank you very much.
We want to let you know each week we like to highlight someone here from the greater West Bloomfield community going above and beyond to improve our little corner of the world. Show your gratitude. Let us know about them. We've made it pretty darn easy. You can scan the QR code right there on your screen. Fill out the Google form with the person's contact info and why you think they should be recognized. Just to let you know as well, it can be a person, a business, or an organization. You can also find the form by going to civiccentertv.com. We will be right back here on The Splash.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Let's savor these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the dining out going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
You know, it's peaceful, it's quiet, and the noise and stress of life can sometimes disappear.
It's the Great Lakes water, and so what people do ends up in our waterways.
It's for our health and safety, it's for our economy, it's for protecting the environment that we all enjoy and we all need to survive.
So clearing storm drains and the areas nearby of trash and leaves helps keep them for rain only.
We're all about one water in this region. We're all connected. We all have a role.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
So just in case you haven't noticed, the food truck industry has taken the U.S. by storm. And during the summer months, they have been rolling into the Civic Center complex, offering a variety of dishes to satisfy our lunch cravings. Tyler Keith has a little bit more.
What began as a getting to know you opportunity turned into tasty treats, good eats, and good company in a partnership between West Bloomfield Township, its employees, and you, the community. Much of a municipality's work is done in departments. The clerks run elections, the building department decides on permits, and so on. That's why West Bloomfield Township Supervisor's Executive Assistant Chris Darcy created Food Truck Tuesdays, an opportunity for employees of West Bloomfield to get to know each other and the community to enjoy good food and meet the people that run their hometown.
We thought it might be a good idea to have food trucks come to the Civic Center campus throughout the summer months, spring and summer months. And we just thought it might be a neat opportunity for the staff and surrounding residents that happen to be in the area. It might be a neat chance for them to come and enjoy a nice outdoor lunch opportunity.
West Bloomfield Park's marketing manager Megan Tahako says the new tradition has a positive effect on township business, connecting departments and making problems easier to resolve.
I think it just helps for when you need a resource. If you know a friendly face over at another department, it allows us as a township to work together better, maybe if we're not typically doing that on a day-to-day basis. So it just kind of breaks down some of those barriers that might be there.
Food Truck Tuesdays is also open to the public, and just as it opens a dialogue between municipal departments, it provides an opportunity for the public to interact with the people who operate the township.
It's just a more casual setting, right? So sometimes maybe if you're going to town hall, you're paying a water bill or doing something that maybe isn't super fun. So this is kind of just a casual way to get to know, some of the township employees.
I think that it's very important for the residents. They are, the constituents. It's very important that they get to see what we are doing behind the scenes, and it's a good opportunity to just get to know your constituents a little bit better.
Look, I don't know what more you could ask for. Good food and a chance to meet some of the nice people that are making your hometown run each and every day. It's Food Truck Tuesdays every Tuesday this summer at West Bloomfield Town Hall. I'd stick around and tell you more, but I've got a sandwich with my name on it. At West Bloomfield Town Hall, I'm Tyler Kieft, reporting for The Splash.
I love that they are doing this. It's right around the corner, and there are so many tasty treats and things that maybe you wouldn't think about trying. So coming up this next Tuesday, so I'm just telling you right now, don't even pack your lunch that day because it's going to be Cousin's Maine Lobster. That is going to be the food truck for next week. Hey, you are watching The Splash Live, a show dedicated to all things West Bloomfield, Keiko Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake. You can catch the show here Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. until 10, and on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. We will be right back.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
In the face of COVID-19, staying healthy is important. And now the same is true as we face the flu. Influenza has the potential to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Fortunately, it's easy to protect yourself. The flu vaccine is safe and effective, and with COVID-19 still spreading, it's essential. To see how you can hit this virus head-on, visit michigan.gov/flu. Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
And now, back to The Splash Live.
It's the first summer since the pandemic where things are finally starting to feel like they're getting back to normal. so say, but for so many small businesses, they are really still feeling the impact of the COVID crisis. Executive Director of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce, Suzanne Levine, has been supporting them every step of the way. She joins us here on The Splash. Good morning, Miss Suzanne. How are you?
Good morning. And now I have an idea for a new business. Why don't we have the food trucks like an ice cream truck and come through your neighborhood?
You know what I want is a margarita truck.
I'm sure in some parts of the country that may be an option.
We were just talking about that on the, my Facebook page. It was like, hey, let's just get a little margarita truck and roll it through the neighborhood. I don't know if Chief Fitz would go for that, but how are you, Miss Suzanne?
I'm great. Just trying to stay cool on this very hot day, but it's awesome.
Yeah, I know. We'll take it. I'll take summer over winter any day. Can I ask you, because I think that for so many of us, I mean, this is really the first summer where we're not hearing about COVID restrictions and, all these COVID concerns. And we're not saying COVID's not out there and it's not still a concern, but it really is starting to feel like it's getting back to normal. I mean, I know last summer we were having concerts and this, that, and the other, but it was still like, hey, show your vaccine card, wear a mask, and we're not seeing that this year. So I think for so many of us, we're like, COVID's over, let's go on with life. But for businesses, they're really still struggling. Mainly, it's that supply chain.
Yes, the supply chain and getting enough qualified employees to work. And I've been trying to advise them that they have to sort of seek some alternative employment opportunities, like looking at seniors, vibrant seniors that maybe want to work part-time, that aren't really doing it necessarily for a career or for, a great infusion of cash or benefits. And also to look at some places like the Friendship Circle. There are lots of high-functioning autistic individuals on the spectrum, like that are working at Dakota Bread, that, are offering a lot of great services, and they love the fact that they're employable and they're reliable, and they're very happy to be working.
That is such a great revenue for employees that maybe I didn't think about. So because we know that I'm still seeing signs, Suzanne, where some of these businesses have reduced hours just because of staffing issues.
Especially the restaurants. I know that the other night we were working on the house and we wanted to go someplace, and 3 restaurants were already closed and it was 8:30. So it was kind of, it's a Thursday night, but it was kind of, sad. I mean, it's a beautiful summer night and you think that they'd be open, but they just don't have the resources to stay open.
So it really is kind of one of those reminders for us. I know you've been saying it throughout the pandemic, support local, because it is heartbreaking. We are still seeing those empty storefronts. And we know the Targets, the Costco's, Lowe's, they're all going to survive and they're all going to be okay. It's really our mom and pop stores that are struggling.
And, there are a lot of resources through Oakland County that, can help them. Maybe they need to reinvent their business plan. I know there are still some grants out there, so they should contact Oakland County, the One Stop Shop Business Center, and just find out what resources are out there. And another thing that's really important is, your local chambers can help you. They can help, connect you to other businesses that perhaps can, promote you without spending any money. Maybe they put your business cards in their business. Perhaps there are ways to do some synergy where they're, like, for example, like a weight loss place with someone that does, facials, because people that are concerned with their, their body are probably concerned, with other aesthetics. So there's just different ways that people can collaborate to, hopefully increase their business.
Okay, so is it bad that I thought, oh, weight loss, put it in a cupcake shop? Because, I'm sorry, but, for us that struggle with our weight, you had those breakdowns and then you go into one of these sweet treat places and you're like, oh, and then it reminds you, maybe you don't.
I know, I'm a chocolate and ice cream addict. I think that you just cannot deny yourself all the time, so you deserve a treat. And I think, definitely cupcakes, ice cream, chocolate, whatever it is that floats your boat, you should definitely partake in. Maybe not every day.
I can't wait to try that new Faygo ice cream, by the way. I'm trying to get my hands on some of that.
I know.
Hey, can I ask you, because I think you've done such a really good job of helping the local businesses to navigate the COVID crisis. What have you seen that has been the positive coming out of this? It seemed like some of the businesses were coming together in the beginning. Are those relationships still happening?
Yes, they are. I noticed that when we have our Cup of Connections, all the businesses are very interested, not only in increasing their business, but what can they do to help, a non-competitive business. So they're very excited, because we know that, if you help someone, somehow that does come back to you. I've had some very strange, great things, happen to me in the chamber, where people have joined the chamber and I have no idea, how they were at a party or they were at another business and someone said, you should think about, seeing how the chamber can help increase your business. So it's really been wonderful. And I think as long as we keep that mindset that, I hate mantras, but we are all in this, we are all connected. So anything you can do to help someone, I really believe in karma, and it does come back in unusual, wonderful ways to help you.
And I know that I've been on your website before as well, and you don't necessarily have to be a chamber member to attend some of these events. There's a small fee if you're not a member, so maybe that's a great way for people to dip their toes in the water, especially if you're kind of struggling still as a business, but it's a good way to say, hey, maybe this event works for me. Let me go and see what the chamber's about.
Absolutely, and I know that I get a lot of calls that are not chamber related. Someone just called me the other day. Her husband is inbound and he really needs a haircut. Is there anyone that can come to the house? So I try to direct them to resources. I'm not just there to help our chamber members. I want to help the community. This is the community that, I live in, I work in, I play in, and it's really important, to make sure that we all not only survive, but thrive. So I'm happy to help and, offer some direction to non-chamber members.
Well, I can tell you, you've been a lifeline to me, and you are really one of our, I think, biggest heroes in the community, and so many people maybe don't really realize what you do to help so many people and so many businesses. So, Suzanne, thank you so much. But for people that maybe want to explore what's going on at the Chamber, can you give your website real quick?
Sure, it's westbloomfieldchamber.com. They can call me at 248-626-3636 or email me at wbloomfieldchamber@gmail.com. And one quick thing, I wonder if we could nominate our dogs as special person. My dog thinks he's a person and he's awesome and he's a ray of sunshine in our lives. And so I'm just going to put it out there. Louis for mayor or Louis for something.
I love that, and so many of us would agree with you as well. Miss Suzanne, we always appreciate you, and happy weekend to you.
Thank you. Same to you. Stay cool.
You too. That's going to wrap it up for today's edition of The Splash Live. I want to say thank you to all of our guests for taking time to be with us, and of course to all of you, our friends in Kegel, Sylvan, Orchard Lake, and West Bloomfield, for tuning in. Happy weekend, everyone.